Hi, I'm Michael Curry, Chair for the Northern Oregon National Speech and Debate Association, and this is your October newsletter. Well, I finally got around to doing a newsletter. I know this is, year 3 of my enlightened despotism, and, it's about time I got around to this. With the birth of the Mr. Curry Experience online YouTube channel, I figured this was as good of a way as any to make certain that everybody in the Northern Oregon District knew the goings-on. It's a pretty simple update this time around. Just going to do a quick moment to introduce myself and also introduce everybody who's on the committee this year. Let everybody know kind of what it is our job, what we're going to do. Let you know about some new goings-on the website, as well as potential rule updates and some kind of interesting changes to the national tournament this year, and then some reminders about what you need to do as far as your participation in NSDA and a bonus OSAA state conflict at the end, so you don't want to stick around for that. So first, we have a committee who represents Northern Oregon at the national level, part of our national leadership. And the committee is made up of myself, the chair, and 4 wonderful people who make up my committee. These are people who've been around for an awfully long time and know an awful lot about speech and debate. And if you find yourself in their presence and have a question, asking them is a great alternative to sending me your emails. So my committee is made up of the 2 coaches at Clackamas, Jennifer LeSieur, and Amdahl-Mason, coach at Lake Oswego, Robyn Rose, and a coach soon-to-be state representative from Glencoe High School, Susan McLain, and all of our contact information is in the description box below. Feel free to shoot us emails if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the goings-on in the NSDA. So a couple of website updates really quick. The website has some interesting links on board now in regards to hosting and running tournaments. So if you are an old hat at running tournaments, you may find that there are some interesting new pieces of helpful advice. And if you are a new coach or a coach that's never hosted a tournament before and you want some good resources to help make certain your tournament runs smoothly, the tournament has how to host, how to run a workshop, how to run hospitality, and I've gone ahead and put the links to those pages in the description box down below. So there are a couple of interesting wrinkles coming down the road as far as the national tournament's concerned and our district tournament. Number 1, of course, is the pilot evidence rules. We will, as a committee, get together and let you, the district, know whether or not we're going to use those pilot evidence rules. We didn't use them last year. And we'll definitely let you guys know. The deadline to know will be 60 days before the tournament, but I suspect we will have met long before then, and in one of these video updates you'll know whether or not we're going to be using that information. If you want to track down the pilot information and know what it's about, it's going to be on page 30 of the district tournament rule book, and if you have some input you want to give us, feel free to shoot us your feedback on those pilot evidence rules. Actually, the thing that's got my attention came in the district leadership newsletter this month. It's about the concept, and let me read this so I get this right, that there is a 1-year pilot proposal to create district teams to compete in World Schools Debate at the 2015 National Tournament. Teams would be comprised of 3 to 5 students who compete at districts but did not qualify for nationals. More detail is outlined on page 25 of the District Tournament Operations Manual, and when the committee and I have an opportunity to look over that, I'm sure we'll give you some additional information and feedback about what we're going to do with that. But that sounds like a really awesome opportunity to get people who competed, who are probably deserving to go to nationals, but didn't qualify, an opportunity to get them to go and compete again. I think that's a very cool idea. The other, update as far as the website is concerned is the website people finally have figured out that the sweepstakes and travel trophy numbers aren't working, and that for the last couple of years things haven't been as accurate or not updated at all. And they're in the process of making that change. So they've promised that the issues will be resolved prior to any district tournament starting. So hopefully we'll have our district's history figured out, and maybe, just maybe, we can get a travel trophy up and going again. But don't hold your breath on that anytime soon. Yeah. So moving on to NSDA reminders. Reminder number one, there's still a number of active schools that have not sent in their $149 fee. I know it got big fast. I know that $50 increase was a real gut punch to take, and I know that we may not be exactly happy with the product that they said that money was going towards, like the new website, but at the end of the day, that $150 still allows your students to compete at the Nat Quals tournament, still allows your students to enter and earn honors under the National Speech and Debate Association. And when we consider all the good things that belonging to the NSDA does for students who are applying for colleges and applying for scholarships, that $150 I still think generates way more good for students. And so just a reminder for those schools who need to get that in, make certain that you get that in. This is really the important part of the update. This is the year that all students must be registered. They have their own NSDA accounts on the website. Every student that you enter points for has to go online and sync up their account with your student entry information for that student. Basically what that means is if you've got a new student, create them on your website first. Make their record first. Once that's done, whether they have points or not, once they have that NFL, NSDA merit number, then they can go online on their own and register. So basically, you'll know it's done right when you look at your student list and you see a star next to their name. When you see that, you know that you will have done that process correctly. Every student that you intend to enter at the Nat Quals tournament has to have registered, and that's something that we're going to have to enforce in March, so make certain that you get that squared away. Speaking of Nat Quals, next week I'm starting the process of securing resources for Mount Hood again this year. In talking with the folks at Mount Hood, it sounds like there are a lot of rooms and areas that we haven't been accessing that we can access. The goal is to get enough rooms to where we don't have to double flight as many of the LD and PF rounds, which means it's up to you, the coaches, to start securing judges. The more qualified judges we have, the faster the tournament can operate. And instead of it being a 2 and almost a full third day, we can always have it done 2.5 days in, or maybe even 2 and a little bit going into Saturday. If we have the rooms and we have the judges to turn that tournament into a 2-day tournament, would be a fantastic achievement for our community. So I feel really good. I'm going to be able to get the rooms. So it's up to us as a community to make certain that we go out now and start hitting people for Nat Quals. Making certain that we're still going to have 3 judges around. So that means we're going to need a lot of people rolling in to make that happen. But I think that I think we'll look back and say that's a great tournament if we're able to get things single-flighted, moving through those eliminations at a much quicker clip. So the last part of the update deals not with the NSDA but with the OSAA. And I think this is a pretty important thing to keep in mind. The DECA Business Program looks like they've changed dates for their nationals, which they tout as their internationals, but it's nationals competition for their DECA program. And they're running their nationals from the 25th to the 28th of April. And if that date in April sounds relatively familiar, it's because that's the same time as state. State runs the 23rd, 24th, and 25th this year of April. So if you, like me, have students who are doing DECA and speech and are good at both, because chances are they probably are good at both, they've got a choice to make. And I think the sooner they know about it now, the less heartbreak and pain and suffering everyone will go through later. So, and the DECA website actually lists dates in the future, and they're going to be on that same weekend, so it looks like state and DECA are going to bump up every once in a while here in the next couple of years. And they're going to have internationals this year, nationals, whatever they want to call it, in Orlando. So if I were a DECA chapter leader, I wouldn't be looking at going to Orlando on the 24th. I'd be going in on the 22nd or the 23rd and spending some time in the various Orlando theme parks before the conference started. So I would be really surprised if there were kids who thought they could try to swing both. Anyway, so now you know it's an important conflict for a lot of you. I suspect that a lot of you have DECA programs and speech programs. And, get on your kids now to make certain that everybody knows that conflict exists. A little bit of knowledge now should hopefully save us some pain and suffering into the future. That's it for the October newsletter update for the Northern Oregon National Speech and Debate Association. As always, I'm Michael Curry. If I forgot something or you need more information on one of the topics I talked to you today, feel free to shoot me an email. Look forward to catching up with more of you as tournaments continue on the rest of the month. Insert catchy log-off phrase here, and we'll see you next time.